One, and we're live. We
Yay!
are on the internet.
The internets, the inner tubes. All right, so I'm ready to go.
Yes.
All right. Welcome to episode 109. This episode 2OC we talk about Spider-Man out of the MCU verse. Disney builds, burns, and builds, and Danza. Anton visited Pandora. I'm Mount Flores.
And I'm Anton Duan.
I have no idea where I got Danza from. I think I was trying to combine Anton and
Wait,
the end
Pandora?
part. Yeah. Your weekend.
Pandora?
Isn't it Pandora?
No?
From Avatar?
Oh, yeah. I,
Okay.
I went to Avatar?
We'll go into it right now.
Okay.
All right. Let's start off. I'll start off this one since you have a more in-depth weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. Did my friend's birthday party this weekend. A lot of after drama, and it sucks,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it was needed.
You got dragged into this?
No, how can I put it? Um, I feel my friend is being not taken advantage of, but being but like friendship abused by her other friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time, like our group of friends saw it happening, and we all kind of stepped in, and we're like, "No, you need to confront that bitch."
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, "That's cool." I'm like, "Oh, man. Like it sucks drama for her birthday, but I think like this morning she woke up and she's like, it's a good cleansing."
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I did something very nerdy, Anton, that we talked about,
That sounds horrible.
and I was gonna mention it last week, but I didn't do it at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But I have something in the mail coming, and
Okay.
I wish it arrived yesterday.
Okay.
It's titanium.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Are you
Yeah, I
talking
sent it
about
for,
this?
you did it.
No, it's in my wallet.
Oh, your actual wallet or
Yeah.
your app wallet?
Well, I don't want to show you
Yeah, I was like,
how much I
don't.
spent
Oh,
with
it's
this
yeah.
thing.
But did you order the titanium card too, or just
Yes, I
the?
did. I think it's coming in tomorrow or Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah, probably the same
Hmm.
time from as mine. Yeah, they told me 5 to 7 business days, but it's been a little longer than that. It's like we're at the cutoff.
Yeah, because everybody downloaded it
Did
at the
it?
same time. I was supposed to get the preview, but I put in the wrong email. They sent me an email
Oh,
saying, "Hey, you got
I
your
got the
card waiting
preview.
for you, but you sent the wrong email."
I got the preview, but you know what I forgot?
What?
I have my social security not frozen, blocked or what was it? No, yeah, my credit. There you go. I have my credit blocked
Oh,
because
okay.
I was part of that Equifax thing that happened,
Hmm.
and like there was no activity on my account. But I was like, you know what? I'd rather just put a block on my account for now, and then I'll take it off when I need credit or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
but I fixed it, and now it's on its way. Um, I will say there is some like most things Apple, it does require extra maintenance. Have you seen the instructions that come with the card?
No.
Let me see here.
Oh, to take care of the card?
To take care of the card
Yeah, it's
itself.
it's made out that dude. Have you even seen a card in person yet?
No.
I saw it today. It's okay. So I'm not gonna show my card, but I mean, just example. See how
Hmm.
thick this is? This is
Yeah.
like a metal card, right?
Right.
So it's thicker than this.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be like a little bit thicker so it doesn't bend easily.
Hmm. I
Because
mean, this
it's not gonna.
doesn't bend easily in general because it's made of metal. This is probably one of the thickest cards I have.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's not very practical. So okay, so the instructions are pretty simple at first, like step one, step two.
Hmm.
Step one, wipe with a soft, slightly damp, lint-free microfiber cloth.
Hmm.
Okay. Moisten and soften a microfiber cloth and with a isopropanol alcohol and wipe
Hmm.
gently.
Hmm.
Okay, simple enough. Here's the part that caught my eye and that my coworker warned me about. Apple warns against using window or household cleaners. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
compressed air. Okay, that's a little weird, but geeks, that happens. Aerosol spray solvents and all that stuff like that. Um, it also warns against not touching it against leather or denim.
Well, aren't you supposed to put it in a wallet, which is made of
Exactly.
leather?
Yeah, it says right here. Some fabrics, like leather and denim, might cause permanent discoloration that will not wash off.
Oh, okay. Well, that's bound to happen. But
I know, but it's funny. I'm like, I'm sorry, my wallet is made of leather. My jeans are made of denim. I
yeah,
have two. It's really
I think it's just precautions for a lot of the people out there that are gonna sue Apple for stupid reasons.
yeah.
Yeah, just
I mean, to be
precautions.
to be fair, cards in general don't stay neat. They
Yeah.
do get some discoloration over time.
Hmm.
But it's just funny. I'm like, oh god. But I think they did call those out because they're gonna be the most common fabrics or materials that get exposed to the card.
Hmm.
But yeah,
That's kind of
I,
stupid, but
yeah.
yeah.
I was hoping to be able to have my card by this recording, especially since we delayed, but guess not.
Yeah.
All right, Anton, how was your weekend?
Okay, so this whole entire week, not weekend, the whole entire week,
Oh,
we
week,
had some
sorry.
guests over. We did a lot of things. So
Mhm.
my wife's little sister and little brother came over. I think it's kind of like a little trip before going back to school.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
kind so I kind of wanted to make this trip worth it for them. So kind of make something a lot more memorable about it. So the
Hmm.
first thing that they chose to do was to go to Disney World. Um, we went to two of the places that they haven't been before. One place I haven't been before, which is Toy Story Land.
Okay.
I kind of held off on it for a very long time because the lines got really ridiculous. We talked about it on
Hmm.
the show. The Slinky ride used to be like 5 hours long.
Ugh.
Um, but, we went early morning, got there, stood in line for probably only 30 minutes, which
Okay.
isn't too bad.
Hmm.
Got on a ride. It's a pretty good ride. Very smooth, short. Uh, I can't really compare it to anything else that you would know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to compare something that we have in California, because I don't think California has anything that new of a coaster. Well,
Hmm.
maybe. You said you went to Knott's Berry Farm, right? They had that new ride.
Which one? There's
It's
a couple ones.
uh okay. So you said there was something newer than like Silver Bullet. I mean, Silver Bullet's the only thing that I remember from a
Oh,
while
there
ago.
there's several that have been upgraded or new or newly built since Silver Bullet. I can't remember what
Hmm.
it was called. Um, but what exactly makes this ride special or what?
Okay, so it's Slinky,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a launch coaster. So there's a couple parts where it actually launches you, and it's kind of cool. There's this certain part of the ride where you go backwards. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine this, like when you were a little kid, you're playing a lot of those toys where you have to pull the wheels back, like you put it on the table or on the ground, and you pull the whole entire vehicle back, and then you
Mm-hmm.
let go and it goes forward.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what one part of the ride was, where it goes backwards a little bit just to get that charge, and then it shoots up through this little loop thing, but it doesn't go all the way where it would, do the whole entire loop. It's just like going like this.
So is it like a roller coaster slash bungee cord kind of thing?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay. You get
It's just
bounced around.
it's just magnets, doing the booster thing, but the whole going backwards thing was kind of like a little toy effect
Yeah.
because it's based on toys. But anyways, it's a great coaster. It's good for kids, like a lot of kids who are starting to go on roller coasters. I think
Mm-hmm.
they would love this one.
Hmm.
Other than that, the land is very, very interesting. When you first step into it, you're kind of like, kind of feel like you're in the size of a miniature toy.
Okay.
Everywhere you go, the cast members would call you toys.
That sounds a little degrading, but okay.
Hmm. Yeah. So, anyways, it's a cool land. And then the next day, we went to Volcano Bay.
Okay.
I talked about Volcano Bay a lot in in this show,
Hmm.
and this is the first time I actually stayed there the whole entire day, all the way to night, which is kind of cool because at night the whole volcano lights up, so it gives
Okay.
it a
So
little
does
definition
it
to it.
actually does it light up like it has lava or it just lights up in general?
Uh, it, it lights up. There's no lava, but I mean, at the very top of the volcano, it's shooting
Like
colored,
smoke.
colored smoke and colored water that kind of
Okay.
makes it look like lava.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Um. Yeah, I still want to check out Volcano Bay, but I don't know. I'm not much of
water park
a
person.
water park person just because I swear like they dump so much chlorine into that water. I get why.
Yeah.
I'd
So
rather have extra chlorine than no chlorine in it, but still.
yeah, surprisingly, I was in there the whole day, and my hands weren't wrinkly or anything. I don't know what they put in there to make it that. Uh,
Magic.
yeah, probably magic. So yeah, since I went to Volcano Bay, I also stayed at Cabana Bay, which is the hotel that is connected to Volcano Bay. I had a really bad experience. I think it's probably because I checked in too late because
Okay.
I didn't really have a choice. I was at the Disney park all day. But when I checked in at midnight. And the only room that they had left was the handicap room. And I know that, every single family suite that they have,
Hmm.
the restroom, the shower is separated,
Okay.
the toilet is separated, and there's
Okay.
a sink that's separated. So I think the person who designed this hotel room was to make it convenient.
Hmm.
Like you can have one person brushing their teeth, one person showering, and then one person doing their business in the toilet. Um,
Yeah.
and it kind of saves you a lot more time, especially in the morning when you're trying to get ready for anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have one person hogging up the entire bathroom.
Yeah. So the hotel receptionist said, "Hey, the only hotel room that we have left right now is the handicap room. And the only difference, this is what she said, the only difference is that the handicap restroom has handlebars." I'm like, okay, is that it?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, that's the only
On the shower.
difference.
I'm assuming the shower also has handlebars.
Yeah. So what I had in my head was, I'm not so sure. But I said, okay, anyways, because she said, word for word, the only difference. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm assuming it has to be wheelchair accessible, so the layout might be a little bit more spaced out. Um, Trying to think of the beds. Would the beds need some sort of handles also?
No, the bed just needs to be more spaced out too.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so you walked in
So I walked into the room. It's one whole bathroom.
because they don't have the space for the additional walls and doors and all that, and they need to have it more open.
Yeah. But she said the only difference was there was a handlebar. She
To be
didn't
fair,
say that it was one whole bathroom.
how often does she stay in her own hotel rooms? I don't know. And I get it, but at the
Hmm.
same time, it's still a room.
Yeah. So what did I do? I went back to the lobby and said, "Is there any way you can change me to any other room?" They said, "Nope. Every room is booked out." I said,
Hmm.
"Okay. Can you at least switch rooms like in the morning?" And they said, "Yeah." So, walking back and forth through this property. I mean, it's a big property.
Hmm.
It's a lot of work, and especially at 12 o'clock at night, it's a little much.
Right.
Yeah. So while I was in the lobby, I had to go back in line to talk to them about switching the rooms.
Uh-huh.
And while that was all happening, I just told, Julie's little brother and sister to, shower. So then, they can go to sleep right away.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I come back, they're already done showering.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what they told me? There's no toiletries, there's no shampoo, there's no conditioner, there's no soap, there's
What
nothing.
the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just poor like hospitality then.
Yeah, very poor hospitality. So this is like probably one of the worst experiences I've ever
Oh,
had in a
wait, wait,
hotel.
wait, wait, wait. What chain is it? Is it a part of a hotel chain or is it part of just a resort?
It's a big chain. This is like one of the well respected chains. It's
Okay.
Lowe's.
Okay. So I did hear probably in the last 2 weeks that
Hmm.
I can't remember off the top of my head which hotel it was gonna be, but that they were gonna get rid of toiletries for environmental reasons.
Hmm.
But they did say they were going to replace them with big bottles, which I don't like. I'd rather have no, I'd rather have no shampoos or anything like that instead of one big bottle that gets shared by different guests.
Hmm.
Uh, so I wonder if that was it, or did somebody just screw up?
No, I think they just screwed up
Okay.
because this resort, like the way that they made it, it feels like you're in the 70s. Like, those motels back in the days where they shown a lot of movies where, they kind of have a big courtyard where there's a pool in the middle and you can pretty much see every single room when you step out of your door. And
Yeah.
the rooms are situated in an outdoor hallway type of feel. So you
Hmm.
don't get that indoor hotel that you usually would experience anywhere else at a hotel.
Okay.
Um, but the shampoos, they went old school. They did those VO2 bottles. I don't know if you know those ones, but
The like the clear ones.
yeah, the clear ones.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's got that old VO2 logo
Okay.
on it, and that's what they were trying to advertise is you're getting that 70s vibe.
Hmm.
Um, but there was no shampoo, no conditioner or anything. But the next day when they switched our rooms, it was in there. Um,
Okay.
and even the next day, the next morning, they didn't even have a room ready yet. So I just left my luggages there, so then they can bring it up to that next room. So going to the park, halfway through the day, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back and grab some stuff from the luggage and also see if there's a room ready. And this
Hmm.
is like around like 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And usually, people check out at 11. So they
Hmm.
usually take about an hour or two just to clean the rooms, and it'll be ready
Yeah.
by three or
Yeah.
four
Yeah.
for check-in.
Depends on how many rooms they have, how many people they have on staff.
Yeah.
It could be an hour or two. That's why checkout is at 11. Check-in is at usually 2 or 3. So they give them 2 or 3 hours to
Hmm.
get the rooms ready.
Yeah. So I get back in line, and this time around, people are checking in, and there's a
Okay.
lot of people in line. I noticed that the one thing that they do a good job on is having an extra person or two just to talk to people in line.
See what they're in, what they're
Yeah,
there for,
see
and
what
start
they're
getting them ready.
exactly. Which happened in the morning, and it's great. I got through it probably within 15 to 20 minutes because there were some people in front of me.
Hmm.
But this time around, they didn't have anybody, which is kind of weird. But by the time it got to me, it was like half an hour later, and the clerk was like, "Oh, you didn't have to stand here." Um, I'm like, "Yeah, I know that. You guys usually have someone,
Yeah.
standing." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's right." He looks over. He's like, "Oh, we usually have two, but I guess they're at lunch." I'm like, "Okay, well,
At the same time,
yeah, exactly." Which is like very poor management, dude.
dur- during the check-in time.
Yeah, it's crazy. It
Okay.
boggles my mind.
Yeah.
So, so he's like, all right, let me check to see if your room's ready yet. And he checks it. He's like, oh, looks like they didn't even do anything about it. Let me see if I can talk to my manager. So he goes in the back, and probably about 5-10 minutes later, he comes out, and he's like, all right, so I got you your room ready. We have to do some stuff because it just wasn't ready, so we had to do some things. And he's like, do you need anything else? I was like, are you guys gonna bring the luggages to the room? He's like, oh, do you need us to do that? I'm like, well, that's what the guys in the morning said. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, okay, sure. I was like, okay. Um, and he's like, all right, let me print out your cards. So he starts printing them out. He's like, what's taking forever? And we're like waiting at least like 5-10 minutes for him
Mm-hmm.
to print the cards. And he looks at the printer. He's like, oh, we ran out of cards. So then he goes and he's looking, he's rummaging through stuff, and he's like, oh, let me go get more cards. 3 minutes later, he comes back, he puts the cards in and gets everything situated, and it won't print.
Oh God.
So he goes in the back and he prints, and he comes back. He's like, yeah, sorry about the wait. Here's your cards. And I'm like, okay. I'm wasting a lot of time right now. I'm supposed to be at the park, and I have to go back in line a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, next time, just if there's no one there, just come up to one of us. I was like,
Next time.
okay, next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably, I think I wasted at least 3 hours with these
Trying to get
people.
the room thing
Mhm.
all situated.
Yeah,
That's a pain in the ass.
worst experience ever. And I wrote a long email. I sent it to them. I don't think they read it, so I sent it to corporate today, and hopefully they read that.
Yeah. Well, probably at the very least get we'll give you 10% off your next room experience.
Yeah. All right, let me just go through one more thing that we did as a family this week. We did bioluminescence kayaking. Have you ever heard
Pa-
of bioluminescence?
yes, I have. It happens here in. Oh, we talked about this last episode. The algae gets agitated and
Yes.
sometimes it has bioluminescence
Yeah.
and glows.
So
Yeah.
so since we talked about it in the last episode, this time I got to experience it. So, dude, it's very interesting. Um,
Or you tripping balls, as the kids say.
okay, so let me just start the story.
Oh God.
So around 7 o'clock is when we started, getting ready to go. We hop in the car, and it takes about an hour and a half to drive to a certain part of Cocoa Beach.
Mm-hmm.
They call it Merritt Island. It's considered more of a Titusville city.
Okay.
But anyways, an hour and a half through, we start going through a bunch of different bridges.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nighttime. It's pitch black outside. There's no lights on this island, and you just keep going down this road, and it just keeps getting darker and darker, and there's nobody on the road.
So beginning of a horror movie. Got it.
Exactly. That's what it felt like, dude.
We're going on a nice family trip, and just
Mhm.
like this is the opening credit scene. Like as they pan out, seeing the car driving through a dark road, nobody
Yeah,
around.
yeah. And then you would see like at the very end of the road, there's like something a little shiny, like it looks like a sign, but you don't really see it. You can't really read the sign itself, but you could know where you're going, and you could see it, but it's taking forever to get there. I don't know if
Hmm.
you ever experienced anything like that before.
Well, yeah, every now and then, especially when I was trying to Arizona, because it's just desert. There's no real reference points.
Hmm.
Just see it, but don't know where it is.
Yeah. So, anyways, we got to a certain road on the side, and still there's no light. And when I turn into that road, it's all rock, like it's all rocky, and we're moving really slow. And yeah, it just started feeling really, really creepy. And right when I reached to the end, I look to the left. I see a couple of cars, but it's still pitch black. You just see a
Okay.
red light. And damn, dude, it looked totally like a scene in a horror movie where like someone's ready to kill you right there and then.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so we parked and I got out of the car and I'm looking around. I'm making sure that, I'm in the right place. I see a lot of cars around, but there's nobody and except for like one big truck. And I'm guessing
Hmm.
those are the people that are the guides for the tour. Damn, dude, I was only out of the car for like 5 to 10 minutes, or actually
Hmm.
for a couple minutes, and I had at least 20 mosquito bites all
Oh.
over my body. And the crazy thing is, I sprayed myself already.
Yeah.
and I still got
So
bites all over.
all you did was season yourself for them.
Yeah, exactly. And I was wearing long sleeves too, and it
Yeah.
went right through the shirts. Okay, so I got to the right place. The guides were really cool. There were these two girls. One is uh, Eliza, and the other one is Caleb, Kayla.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got into our clear kayaks,
Hmm.
and we started, treading. Um, and dude, you can totally see it very vaguely because I mean your eyes are still adjusting to the pitch blackness of the area,
Hmm.
but once your eyes starts adjusting to everything, you start seeing it a lot more brighter.
Hmm.
And I I brought a couple cameras. None of them worked because I needed a really low f-stop camera with a high shutter. And
Hmm.
in order to have something like
Okay.
that, I would
Okay.
need bigger
But
cameras.
for people to understand why, that is because you need a bigger. Uh, you need your camera taking more light since it's so dark outside.
Yes, true.
Okay.
Yeah.
You start saying camera tech speak, Anton. You had to explain that.
Yeah, so yeah, you need a big camera for that. And I do
Hmm.
have big cameras for that, but I don't want to get it into water. Um yeah, dude, that night was so beautiful. You can look up and see all the stars up there, and you could see the Big Dipper, you can see
Hmm.
the Milky Way. The Milky
Okay.
Way was really nice. You could see the milkiness of the that line across the sky.
Yeah, it kind of looks like there's a cloud up there, but there actually isn't a cloud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really pretty. But other than that, it was really nice. You could see a lot of the fishes. There's some, I think it's mullets. It's a kind of fish, mullets.
Oh, is it that ugly like black fish?
Yeah,
That yeah.
yeah. So there's a bunch of them like jumping around at night, and you could see like little pieces of lights in the water when they're jumping, when they're swimming around. You see a whole stream of light. It's kind of cool to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And the clear kayak, when you're rowing really fast, you can look under and see like kind of like glitter
Mm-hmm.
under your boat. It's kind of cool. Uh, about the fish, uh, our guy said that if one of the fishes jump into our kayak, we get 5 years of good luck.
Uh, is it an open kayak or is it one of those
It
kayaks that like
it's an
uh
open kayak.
okay.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of rare to have one of those fishes to jump in. But I was partnering up with Steven, which is my wife's little brother,
Mm-hmm.
and the fish jumped in our kayak twice, different fishes. So I'm guessing 10 years of good luck.
You're just second him up. Or is it just one really good year?
Yeah. Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. It was about an hour and a half, and the water was really like calm, really
Yeah.
nice. And dude, it's a very interesting experience. Like you put your hand in the water, open it really quick, and it looks like you're static shock or something that has like
Wow.
electricity running through your hands.
That is a very appropriate throwback
Hmm.
reference that we're going to talk about later.
Okay. All right. So that's pretty much what I did during the week. I mean, I did other things too, but those are the main things that really stood out.
All right, Anton. Uh, sounds like you had a pretty relaxing weekend. Nothing really going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I just remember
Oh,
getting that.
one more thing. I was so tired throughout the whole entire week, especially after after Volcano Bay. I was burnt out. I was totally burnt out for 2-3 days at least.
Yeah, I just remember. Was it Thursday?
Hmm.
Thursday, you messaged me going, just stuff happened. Like I remember what your
Yeah,
message was. I was like, wow, I really want to ask questions here, but I'll save it.
yeah. I was burnt out. I just don't want to do anything. I just laid in one place for at least like 2 days in a row. Yeah, I tried.
That's fine.
Mhm.
All right, that's on. All right, well, I guess we are ready to go on to our first segment, news.
Okay, news time.
All right. So starting off with news here, we got a nice yet surprising news update that The Matrix 4 is coming our way. Uh, Keanu
Neo.
Reeves, yes, Keanu Reeves, a little known actor that's been popping up every now and then,
Yeah.
especially the past couple of months.
Hmm.
Carrie Ann Moss, the original Trinity,
Hmm.
and co-creator Lana Wachowski is going to be making this come
Writing.
back to life, writing and directing, I think, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, dude. I was trying to remember what the third one left off of, and I don't know how they're gonna pull this off.
I think they're gonna have to like restart, the whole entire series with some big event. It has to be some big event, and I think if they're doing this fourth movie, they're probably gonna do another trilogy. So we're looking at least 3 films for this new series.
Well, I don't know. It depends how they try to play this off. Because there's a chance that they they'll just make it an aftermath of what happened after essentially everybody sacrificed himself.
Hmm.
But yeah, we'll see though. I'm not. I love The Matrix. I thought it got a little bit weird. It did take me like at least 3 rewatches of the last 2 movies to really understand what the hell happened.
Well, it's basically computers and robots that were taking over human life.
Well, no, not just that, but I'm saying like how all the pieces fit together. Isn't it
Hmm.
like like that the prophecy, how that played into part and all that.
Hmm.
Um, and I will say, I'll give as weird as the story was, the pieces do fit in really really nicely.
Hmm.
Still a weird movie. All right,
Yeah.
that's on. Uh,
Okay, so I think Lana and Larry do a really good job of telling stories. Well, not Larry, sorry. Lana and
I forgot what the other sister
the
calls
other,
herself now.
yeah. I think they write really good stories because Sense8 is such a good series that just not didn't get a whole lot of love.
No, and I will say the Matrix re- reanimated, or what was it called?
Yeah, reanimated.
Yeah, I will say that those 4 stories really did help understand the background of the
Hmm.
movies, but yeah, I don't know how they're gonna add to this,
Those
especially with the
could
original
totally
cast.
be a whole standalone movie.
And I
Even
love that Halo took from that, and they did their own like kind of multi-story,
Mhm.
canonical but non-continuity
Mhm.
stories. So, all right, that's on. Moving on here. Next story is Mulan against China. This happened shortly after
Not
we
against
talked
China, against Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Hmm.
Well, no, she supports the Hong Kong police. Leaf,
She
Lu.
supports the Hong Kong police, which is bad because the
Oh,
Chinese
oh,
are in control
oh,
of
okay.
the police.
Okay, so I had that backwards. So
Yeah.
the Hong Kong government or law enforcement
Hmm.
is the Chinese law enforcement then.
Hmm.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense then. So yeah, so that caused a hashtag boycott Mulan to be trending on Twitter there, and I pointed out on Twitter, made a comment on Twitter saying I have no idea why she felt the need to even voice this, especially with a Disney movie.
She's more of a Chinese actress than a Hong Kong actress.
No, no,
So
not just not.
she's in support of her Chinese government. That's the thing with a lot of the actors, though, in Hong Kong and in China. Um, the smart ones that are in Hong Kong don't really say anything, even though um, they know that they're more for the Hong Kong people,
Yeah,
but they just don't want to get mixed up with the Chinese. And there's a lot of actors and actresses in China that supports the system in
Yeah.
China.
Well,
And a lot of people don't really like communists, and that's the whole reason why they go to Hong Kong is to escape. And with all the policies that will happen, if it goes through, is a lot of people in Hong Kong won't be able to go back to China to visit any of their families.
and that's the thing though. So I was trying to understand like why would she even try? Yes, if it was part of an interview, I would get it. If it was something that she had to do, okay. But Disney has a very tight control over her, or
Well,
likes to have her,
Disney, regardless of Disney right now, I don't think they will have a say in either side.
and that's
Uh,
why I think. But that's the thing. That's why I feel that it was unusual for her to speak because
yeah,
I'm sure Disney would have guidelines. But what they did make sense to me though afterwards is uh, I was hearing an interview, and they pointed out that the Chinese government has a lot of control over the media and uh, just the people's lives in general. Like they can send them to what are they called? Not re-education centers, but what they're called.
yeah, it's like
Uh,
reinternment camps where they re-educate people by brainwashing them.
yeah, exactly. And
Hmm.
they brought up that actress. What's her name? Something. Bing,
Yeah,
the one
yeah,
that
yeah.
disappeared. Yeah,
Hmm.
they brought up that she disappeared for 2 months
Hmm.
and all of a sudden reappeared, apologized for not paying her taxes, and oh, she is now married to a high government official.
Yeah, they do some really fucked up shit. But
Yeah, yeah. So I think like
um,
but that's one thing though. Even though uh what's her name? Liu Yifei
Yifei. Hmm.
is filming out of China or out of Hong Kong too. Her family's still in China, so she kind of they can hold her family over her since she's a big public figure in China also.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that's one big thing that Disney, if they pull her out or pull the whole entire Mulan movie, it's gonna make China look bad.
Mm-hmm.
And if Disney makes China look bad, they're not gonna want to do any business with Disney, and that's gonna be a really big impact on a lot of money that's coming in for Disney in China,
Yeah.
especially the parks that are open over there, um, the movies that are being played at the movie theaters over there. They're
Mm-hmm.
taking a big chunk of money,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't think they're ever gonna pull this movie, even though there's a bunch of backlashes and boycotting and stuff. Yeah, it's a very interesting
So,
topic to talk about. But
it,
dude,
all I know is I probably won't be going to China anytime soon.
yeah, I
Because
mean
with my
China's fine.
but no,
It's
I'm
just
saying
Hong
but
Kong that has a really big problem.
no, but I'm saying with my mouth though, I will probably make an inappropriate joke,
Hmm.
and I'll disappear.
I actually did that once when I was in Vietnam. I was a kid. I didn't know. I went to Hanoi, which
Okay.
is a communist city.
Yeah.
Um,
You're
yeah,
like you're like, geez, why does everybody tell me what to do? There's a bunch of communists around here.
yeah.
Anyways.
So I was in a tour bus, and I was with my cousin. I was like, why is that? Why is the anthem? Well, why is the anthem of Vietnam sound so different? Like the national song is so different than what we would hear when we're in America. Like,
They have the communist version?
yeah,
I didn't think about that.
yeah. So I mean, before in the past, like the song was very well written. It's got really good instruments,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the democratic Vietnam was pretty much like. Their music was happy
Yeah.
and very well written, and then the communist version of it is like very boring
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
very
Very,
straightforward.
yeah. No bells and whistles there.
Yeah. So, anyways, I was like, "Mom, Dad, why is this song so different?" Like I remember going like this, and then I started singing it, and then my cousin started singing it, and Then my mom was like, "Oh," like covering her mouth, like, "Stop it!" And we're like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?" And then we continued. She's like, "Stop."
It's a free country, right? Oh wait.
Yeah.
How
And the
how old
funny
were you
thing
at
is
this
like,
point?
the funny thing is, I think our tour guide turned around and is like, "What's going on?" Yeah.
Was it how old were you at that point?
I think I was like 7 or 8 or
Oh,
8 years old. Yeah.
you really don't. Yeah, you didn't understand what the difference between the governments were.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Moving on to other Disney-ish news.
Hmm.
Uh, Disney and Sony's deal
Hmm.
for Spider-Man being inside the MCU has ended. Uh, a lot of people are saying maybe for now. But yeah, for now, Spider-Man is out of the MCU, which leads a lot of fans outraged because whether you were on the side of Disney or on the side of Sony, I mean that story that the MCU built up for Spider-Man leading Phase 4 or being a integral part of Phase 4 is now has to be rewritten out.
Hmm.
Um, Although I will say some of the reasoning for being against Disney is so dumb on this.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people were just saying, Disney's just so rich. Why don't they just give it away? I'm like, because they're still a business, you moron.
That's
I
true.
think,
That's true.
yeah. So I think the negotiation originally when they announced that Spider-Man was out of the MCU was the offer was 50-50.
Hmm.
50-50 split on the profits, which is a big difference from what it was uh, in an original deal. I believe the original deal that Sony got 90% of box office, and then there was a better split for merchandise, which is why Disney pushed so much for the merchandise portion.
Hmm.
Uh, and now I think the most up to date negotiation that's left on the table is a 25-75 split or 30-70 split
Hmm.
for profits in the box office. Which, again, I get it. It's business, but as a fan, I'm so outraged.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it kind of does prove a point though that with Marvel behind it, they're able to push so much more, to make more money, and it had such a big opening
Mm-hmm.
for a Spider-Man franchise for the last movie, and I don't know. I think if they were able to make it even more interesting to keep Kevin Feige in, because we want to see Spider-Man lead the whole gang.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see that new Tony Stark.
Yeah, the Young Avengers.
And dude, with this, yeah, fans are outraged because of that.
Yeah.
But I
Um,
have a feeling there's going to be renegotiations.
there has to be,
Mm-hmm.
and by that I mean I hope so because I I get it. So Sony's the only one out of the two that's put out a statement regarding this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll give them credit because they said um, very neutral, if not humble, in their statement.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, it sucks we weren't able to come to a decision with Disney, and they praised and thanked Kevin Feige for his help with the movies. But they also pointed out that Kevin Feige's responsibilities with the new Disney Plus series as well as Phase 4 are not going to allow him to be as an involved producer in Spider-Man 3. But they also kind of said that, that I'm put it this way. The short version is it sounds like they said, "Thank you for helping us know how to make Spider-Man a good movie. We got it from here."
Mm-hmm.
Which Venom shows they don't got it.
No, but even Venom, Kevin Feige was part of that project too. He wasn't credited, but he worked on that movie also too.
He worked on it, but I think the biggest thing that hurt Venom was that the chopping that they did for the edit. They panicked to bring it down from an R to a PG-13, and the story suffered. Like, you lost a lot of continuity. You lost a lot of the plot itself and character structure and character development that it ruined the mood for a lot of people.
Yeah, but we already know the sequel's happening.
Yes.
And we're gonna get a lot of female Venom.
Oh, yeah, that was a weird kiss scene. All right. Moving on. Netflix has now announced that there will be a Masters of the Universe series that will be directed by Kevin Smith.
Nice.
It's gonna be called Masters of the Universe Revelations. I know this is a major 80s cartoon. I do remember some episodes. I don't remember what the exact story was.
Yeah. I did meet someone that was a hardcore He-Man fan, and he was talking to me a lot about watching it when he was a kid. And as he grew up, he always hoped for a new one. And they kept talking about movies and new TV shows, and it just never happened.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is a real project that's actually going to happen. But it sounds like it's really going to happen because Kevin Smith will back up the whole entire project, and I think it's going to go through. So hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers to get something out of this too.
Well, I think people just want a new movie that's going to rinse out that bad taste that the Dolph Lundgren live action movie that they did in the 90s. Well, it'll make them forget that and kind of put the franchise back on its feet. Let's see here. I think that's it for the news. But we have more D23 announcements / news. So you want to get into that?
Big ones. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. D23. So where do you want to start? Do you want to do the TV and movies, or do you want to do the parks?
Let's do the TV and movies since they were really big, and then I'll just go vaguely about the park news after.
All right. I'll start off light. So we did get confirmation that Black Panther 2 is coming in 2022.
Yes.
We knew that was coming, so no big revelation there. We got to see the Eternals cast. That movie's coming out November 2020, so next year. Actually, a little over a year from now. And dude, the costumes look dope.
Yeah,
they look
look really cool.
Yeah, I like it because they look very formal, like traditional outfits / futuristic.
Yeah, it's kind of different to
something out of Krypton.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of interesting that they went that route because a lot of the characters that were in the comic book version, they would have like certain hairstyles, certain headgear and stuff. So this one, they kind of got away from that and just focused more on the suits.
More simplistic and elegant.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
They announced 2 actors that weren't there. The first actor was Kit Harington, who's also from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that was one of the newer announcements that happened late yesterday. And it just popped. I literally got home from my friend's party. I was at like 2 a.m. on my bed. I was going through Twitter and I saw that. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, he wasn't there, but when the whole cast was being announced, they kind of surprised people by saying, hey, he's not here, but Kit Harington is also part of the cast. And also Gemma Chan, which is she plays Minerva in Captain Marvel. I guess she's playing 2 different Marvel characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, she played the green girl, right? Well, I guess there are a lot of green ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sniper. All right. They also got a preview, or the people at D23 got a preview of Black Widow, which is going to be kicking off Phase 4 starting May 2020.
Kind of excited for that. You get to see David Harbour as what is it? Red. I'm blanking out. Sorry.
No, well, I'm excited for this one mostly because it's going to be a standalone. It's going to be a nice refresh. Much like how Spider-Man Far From Home was as connected as it was to the MCU, it was still a standalone movie. It had no real impact to anybody else other than Spider-Man. And we know how what Black Widow's fate is, and we know what leads to after this movie, which is Avengers. So this is gonna be just a nice, fun action movie that happens to have an Avenger in it.
Hmm. Yeah, so you get to see David Harbour as Red Guardian, which is also from the comics.
Hmm.
So it's kind of cool to see a new character in this. And I'm guessing they're probably not going to have a whole lot of superheroes in this one, just mainly.
No,
Uh,
I think it's gonna be a tech based and just very like
espionage.
espionage, like martial arts type of movements too.
Hmm.
Let's see here. We have Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which will be premiering February 2020. We get an additional season of that.
Hmm.
Uh, actually, I kind of slipped into my Disney Plus announcements there. So, okay. That's going to be going to Disney Plus February 2020. Another fan favorite from the 90s, Lizzie McGuire is going to get a sequel.
Hmm. A much older sequel.
Yeah, so Hilary Duff is coming back to play the titular character, Lizzie McGuire, in her 30s, living in New York, living her life, doing her day to day, but she's still followed by her little animated self.
Yeah.
Like that hasn't changed.
Hmm.
It's funny because at my friend's birthday party, they kept like, "Oh, Lizzie McGuire's getting rebooted." I'm all, "It's not a reboot, but they're bringing it back." I'm all, "Yes, it is a sequel, but it's a reboot." I'm like, "I don't think you know what reboot means."
Uh-huh.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's kind of cool. I don't know if they're gonna bring back some of the cast. I mean, I thought the whole romance thing was kind of cool between Gordo and Lizzie, but yeah, it'd be kind of interesting if they bring back some of the cast. But I have a feeling they're not gonna bring a whole lot of people back.
Yeah, but you know what? I do hope they do.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do some like either cameos or crossovers with other older Disney shows.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be cool to see Christy Carlson Romano pop up as on the show or something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We also have uh got official poster for The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
That looks badass. And there's some actual behind the scenes or stills that we have to see with the star. I'm blanking on his name.
Pedro
Pascal.
Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. Uh, he looks a lot older in there, but a little, like, little worn, a little rugged. But I like it. I'm digging it.
Did you see the trailer?
No, I haven't seen the trailer yet. I haven't had time.
Okay, the trailer is pretty freaking badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so freaking excited, dude. Like watching the trailer is like, whoa, whoa, and then whoa. Like it just keeps on wowing you every single scene.
Keeps going.
It's one of those trailers where they keep showing you certain stuff that you're like, what? I want to watch it now. Is what you get from the vibe.
Yeah. Let's see here. We have 3 more Marvel shows that'll be coming to Disney Plus. In addition to Hawkeye, Hawkeye. What was it? Oh, Falcon
Oh,
and the Winter
yeah.
Soldier. And what's the other one? Oh, WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to be getting Miss Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
which I figured was coming down the road. I really thought she was going to be a property that was going to come into Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
But I
I
guess
think
since
that
the
it
whole
was supposed to be.
it was supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
because she is a very city hero, so
Mm-hmm.
she would have fit in, while a little overpowered for Daredevil and all the other characters in the Defenders.
Mm-hmm.
She still would have fit in that scene. Moon Knight, which I'm not too familiar with.
It's one of the newer ones, and a lot of people are fans. I was really surprised on how many people were connected to this, and they felt like I think a lot of people got into comics because of this character too. Is what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the final one, and this is one that people have been bugging about and hoping for Phase 4 would include, but it looks like they're making it into a show instead. She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Very
Uh,
cool. Hmm.
Yeah, She-Hulk is one of those characters that I thought was kind of like a lame background character, but apparently she has a lot of love in the comic book world.
Hmm. Hey,
Uh,
I love the series, the
yeah,
animated series.
I never seen it. Yeah.
After the Incredible Hulk series,
Hmm.
they started doing She-Hulk series, and She-Hulk was actually really good. I actually liked it more than
Yeah,
Incredible Hulk. Um, yeah, surprisingly, it's good.
yeah. No, She-Hulk is one of those characters that people thought was going to be popping up on Daredevil
Hmm.
because she's also a lawyer. So every season, I kept hearing people say like, "I hope that one of the people in court with Matt Murdock is going to be the actor, the character for She-Hulk."
Hmm.
But yeah, again, maybe it would have happened, but now it's coming to Disney Plus. The final one, and this one I'm kind of curious about, but I'm also kind of weary about. The World According to Jeff Goldblum. Did you
Yeah,
see this?
yeah. I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I think about it. I think it's kind of cool to have someone with no perspective on what he's talking about or experiencing actually learn and understand something that he's never seen before. Like he
Yeah.
may be fascinated with it, but I don't
It's
think he has a clue on how or everything works.
yeah. So for listeners, the premise of the show is Jeff Goldblum traveling the world and just talking about and learning about random topics, anything from sneakers, tattoos. I believe the other thing they talked about was I forgot what it was. He just starts interviewing people,
Yeah.
and
Talks about
it's a
video games, about food, about
food, of
culture.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like Anthony Bourdain, Destin, no reservations meets uh, what's it called? Destination Unknown, like the in between scenes from Destination Unknown.
Yeah.
Like it's a kind of like a weird mishmash of those.
Hmm.
I'm curious. I'm down to see it, and this is gonna be launching at Disney Plus. It's gonna be coming out at launch for Disney Plus, so November of this year.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that is the rundown for what's coming out.
Okay, cool. All right, so besides all that, oh, I'm kind of excited to see Lady and the Tramp movie. I was surprised that it's not going to theaters; it's going straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Disney knows that their live action is starting to get a little saturated in theaters, and they want to kind of spread it out and only put out the big hits in theaters.
I don't know. It looks like it actually has a lot of budget, but I think it kind of.
No, no, I'm not saying that they're half-assing it. I'm just saying
Mhm.
that much like Marvel movies, as much as I love Marvel movies and Star Wars movies too, sometimes it's just a lot of it coming out in one year.
Mhm.
So no, I've seen the stills, but I haven't seen the trailer for Lady and the Tramp yet.
Mhm. Yeah. So other than that, that's kind of cool. Kind of excited to see all that stuff. And I don't know if you're a fan of High School Musical. That's also something that's coming to Disney Plus. Um,
Yeah, that's a reboot.
yeah, that's a total reboot. And let me see. They have a Diary of a Female President. Uh, I guess probably a lot of people would be interested in that. There's a Monsters at Work, which is a series based on Monsters Inc. That's also debuting next year. It won't be at launch, but it'll be next year.
Hmm.
And they did say a little bit of Loki, but I mean it's gonna be a while until that comes out in
Yeah,
2021.
yeah, we got time for that one.
Hmm. And plus, they did talk about What If, um, and I think it's they're doing. Well, they showed people that they're doing What If for Peggy Carter. Um,
Hmm.
and it was a picture. It looks like she is
Yeah,
Captain Peggy Carter.
I did see some stuff coming out about female Captain America.
Hmm. And it looks like some of the classic shows are coming back, like the Proud Family. You've seen that animation.
Yeah, starring Kyla Pratt.
Mm-hmm. And some early developments right now that is happening is Ice Age, Mighty Ducks, The Sandlot, Willow, and True Lies is something that they're working on right now at Disney Plus. Um,
Wait, True Lies is Disney? Oh, I think it was. Holy
Fox.
crap!
It's
Oh,
Fox.
Fox.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so
That's true.
kind of interesting to see that. Also, Kristen Bell is doing a show called Encore. It's basically like people who are in high school plays that are really good. I guess she brings them back together to do an encore, um, to reprise their roles, and I guess there's a show about that.
Hmm.
And also, there's a show called Marvel's Hero Project, and it's kind of an interesting show about celebrating the inspiration of young heroes in real life that's making a difference in their community. So it's real life superheroes. Yep. So I know there's a bunch of other stuff too, but
Yeah, it's a lot.
let's go ahead and get into the park news of this. Epcot is getting a big overhaul, a giant overhaul.
Hmm. Which we
World
expected.
Showcase, we already know that we're getting a Ratatouille ride. We already know.
Hmm.
We already had the Frozen ride that opened a year and a half ago.
Hmm.
Um, but remember when we went to the right side of Epcot where they had Nemo and there's a bunch of other stuff like Soarin'.
Hmm.
That place is going to be called World Nature. In this area, they're going to add a Moana attraction. So there's going to be a land. I think it's a water show slash ride that they're going to
Hmm.
have there. I think they're expecting to open probably 2023.
They better toss in Stitch in there.
I don't know.
Hawaii.
Maybe.
Hawaii. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. He'll probably be an Easter egg in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Surfing or something.
Yeah. So, where that golf ball is, where a lot of people don't know what it is, uh, it's Spaceship Earth, and they're doing a
Hmm.
whole renovation of that area too. I don't know if you remember, but as soon as we enter the park, there's a bunch of plaques everywhere, and you get to put your picture and engrave like certain phrases for families and stuff. They
Hmm.
took the whole thing out. I don't know what they're gonna do with those names and those plaques, but they are no longer there. So when you go there, it's just a big courtyard with nothing, and I think they're gonna add a bunch of lights. They're gonna light up the ball, a bunch of different colors, and I think they're doing a whole renovation of the whole entire ride. So I don't think Judy Dench will be part of the ride anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, on the left side of the park is World Discovery, and that's where we're gonna get the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster.
Hmm.
And recently, when I went to Epcot last weekend, I was able to see the whole entire building, and dude, it is a giant building that is
Yeah.
housing this roller coaster.
What's this one? What's this one gonna be called again?
It's a Guardians of the Galaxy ride, and let me get the actual name for it.
Because the one here is called Mission Breakout, and I know I've heard what the other mission something.
It is called Cosmic Rewind. They just announced that name during D23. Yeah, so it's going to
Hmm.
be called Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And I think you're basically following Rocket through the ride to go through space.
Hmm.
So I think Disney's trying something new because looking at the designs for this coaster, it's a lot of spinning,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're trying to copy the similarities of the Gringotts ride.
Okay.
Hmm.
I wonder if it's going to be kind of like the hyper jumps that they do.
Maybe, probably,
Yeah.
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 But dude, the building looks humongous. I don't know if you ever remember going to uh, Universal Studios where the Jurassic Park ride is being housed. The big
Uh,
gigantic building with the big drop.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's how big it is. It's a really big one.
So you have a lot of space to work with then.
Hmm. So, anyways, in that part of the land, they have some new things in there. They're gonna add a place called Disney Play,
Hmm.
and in this area, what it is now is kind of like an exposition center that's kind of like dead. They don't even use it for anything.
Hmm.
Sometimes for like food and wine festival, they would have like the Chew, or they would have like one of those ABC cooking shows, and
Yeah.
they would shoot it in there, and that's all they use the space for. But other than that, like when you walk by, it's just an empty place that nobody goes to. But they're renovating that area into a place called Play. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know what you're gonna be able to play there, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Um, oh, and also, you know how like when you go to the World Showcase, France is getting Ratatouille. Norway has Frozen.
Hmm.
England doesn't really have anything except fish and chips. So
A little bit lame.
yeah, a little bit lame. So this time they are adding a new attraction there. It's going to be the new Mary Poppins attraction. Um, I don't know if it's a ride or not. It probably is just a show, but I think we're just gonna have to wait and see what it's all about. But it's gonna be an attraction. Um, oh, okay. So this is something new that they also talked about. Is there's gonna be a new Main Street parade.
Hmm.
Looks really cool. Giant floats, and it looks like it's more detailed, but I don't see a whole lot of pictures. Just one picture of Moana in. It looks like a big wave that she's riding,
Okay.
and I don't know if they're gonna put water into this float, but that would be really cool to see.
Just gonna integrate a little bit like fountains or something.
Yeah. So I don't know if you talked about this, but Disney's coming out with a new app called Genie.
No, I haven't heard that yet.
Okay. So this is a new revolutionary app called Disney Genie, and it's going to be debuting late 2020, and it's
Okay.
designed to give you a customized experience at Disney parks. And basically, like it's going to tell you the wait time. It's going to be a bunch of other things, and I think the main thing is you're going to be able to talk to it like how you would talk to Siri.
Okay.
And basically, it's going to learn where your location is at, and it's going to learn to know what you like. And every time you go in, it'll probably use the data to kind of work some magic. So we don't really know exactly what it's going to be like yet, but that's what people are speculating that it will be. Looks kind of
It
cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool if it's able to book your day for you. Kind of like
I think so.
handle the fast passes for you, kind of like make the itinerary for you.
Yeah, I see here that it says get fast pass, uh, where you can check your availability if there's any fast passes, and
Hmm.
also whenever there's a show or something, it can set a reminder for you. And also, if you needed to get from one place to another, you can get directions on how to walk
Yeah.
to that location.
Hmm.
So that's kind of cool. I did tell you that the Cirque du Soleil show here in Orlando, that's at the Disney Springs, That
Mm-hmm.
closed down about a year and a half ago,
Uh-huh.
and I really thought that they were gonna bulldoze and demolish that whole entire tent down and just do some other attraction, but they're
Mm-hmm.
actually not. Disney is working with Cirque du Soleil to do a new show, and it's going to be based on animated sequences from the Disney movies. So they're implementing, an artist's point of view, but uh, in a different way of with acrobatics and all that cool stuff. So that's going to be coming out next year at Disney Springs on March 20th. So they're going to do some previews. So I'm probably going to check that out. That sounds really
You're gonna
cool.
try to you're gonna try to jump on that.
Yeah.
Really quick, Anton, just wanna don't want to derail, but in Discord, I just saw they released a poster of Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
So you see David Harbour as
Red
uh
Guardian.
Red Guardian, yeah.
I said that earlier.
No, I'm saying so you can see him as it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 It looks a little Daredevilish.
Mm-hmm. Kind of
Yeah.
interesting. And they didn't really cover up his beard, so you can see his beard.
Yeah, I
in
know.
the
I thought of
costume.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that new Main Street parade will be called Magic Happens.
That sounds vague.
Yeah.
Looks
And
like shit happens.
yeah. This is kind of interesting. Hong Kong Disneyland is getting a Frozen themed area, and for one of the attractions that they're gonna have is Wandering Oaken Sliding Sleighs, and it looks like a roller coaster.
But if it's Frozen, I'm gonna assume it's like a kiddie ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it looks kind of similar to the Seven Dwarfs ride that we have over here.
Okay.
It's a kid's ride, but it's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some speed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tom. Any other big highlights?
Yes, there was something that we did not talk about that
right.
happened at D23. They showed a behind the scenes footage of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker,
Yeah.
which we
And-
won't get to see online until probably tomorrow, which is Monday. But from what people have seen, they're really excited.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, I don't know if you want to wait until tomorrow, but there was a scene where they see Daisy Ridley with a dual lightsaber.
Yeah. I did hear that, only because it was trending on Twitter. Hashtag double lightsabers, I
Yeah.
assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that has implications because I don't think we've seen a non-villain in the Star Wars universe that has double lightsabers, except for Ahsoka, and even then, I don't think hers were attached. Right? She just had two dual lightsabers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, I get the excitement just because of Star Wars news, but really, hashtag dual lightsabers.
Yeah. So I saw the poster, the teaser poster.
Oh, that looked amazing.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So you got Palpatine on there. You got Daisy Ridley, and I think that's Kylo Ren. Yeah, Kylo Ren. So I don't know if this is kind of like hinting that she's more powerful than Kylo Ren, because all you see is blue in the background, and you see blue from her Force, but you hardly see that much red. It's just a little bit right behind Kylo Ren.
Trying to pull. Oh, I see. Like, yeah, Kylo Ren's barely has any like the red lightning, whatever thing is. Yeah, but also, I mean, this kind of implies that Palpatine has been pulling the strings behind the scenes this whole entire time, which we've kind of figured. But I mean, now I think it reveals too much because now we know more about Snoke. So,
yeah,
yeah, I can't wait, dude.
So I think I talked about this in the past. So Star Wars is getting their own hotel right across from Galaxy's Edge in the property that we have here at Hollywood Studios, and it's going to be called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Hotel, the Halcyon, and it's
The what?
basically a ship, and it looks
Okay.
really cool, dude. So I'm guessing when you go into the hotel, you're basically booking a room inside this ship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the hotel's gonna look like the ship. I'm really curious to see what the hotel looks like because they have renderings of the ship already. So it'd be really interesting to see a giant ship just on Disney property and it's a hotel.
Yeah, which we've talked. Is it the? It's the same one as like a simulation?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Where
yeah,
when
yeah.
you go there, they kind of like give you the clothes to wear, so
It's like
you
a
kind of
cruise ship in space.
yeah,
Yeah,
kind of excited to see that.
yeah. I'm still curious about how expensive it's gonna be, but
Hmm.
um. All right, Anton.
I'm down.
You're down for those highlights.
Mhm.
But what's your limit
For
for
a
hotel per
vacation.
night? Per night.
I think it's gonna be like at least
I'm
two
thinking
three
1,200.
hundred, which is
No, no. I'm gonna say 400, 500 a night.
okay. I'd say so.
Yeah. I mean, for that they're gonna charge.
Hmm.
Limit is probably gonna be 300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, it'd be interesting to see because Disney has started to do value hotels,
Hmm.
and they start around like $100 a night.
Yes, but this is not a value. This is an
Hmm.
experience.
Hmm.
So there's definitely not gonna be it. This is gonna be like maybe to not to the extent, but similar to their Hawaiian resort Olani. Olani?
Yeah, Aulani.
Alani. There you go.
Hmm.
All right, Anton. Ready to wrap up and go to the movies?
Yeah. One more thing. I am now a annual pass member. Yeah,
Again. Well, actually, you weren't before. Yeah, no. Damn.
probably in California I was. Yeah, in
Yeah.
California I was. But first time annual pass member here. And I got my own magic band. I don't have it here with me, but I picked the Millennium Falcon theme. It's gray,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Magic Band. That's the one that you set a credit card to it, and then you just kind of quick swipe it over purchases.
Yeah, and also you put your pass on there, so when you enter the park, you use your band to enter the park.
That's dangerous, but I want one.
Yeah,
All right, Anton. Let's move on to wait. What just happened to my audio?
your audio sounds fine.
No. There it goes. All right. It stopped recording. No, it's still
When
going. Okay, cool. No, no, it's fine. It's fine. Still going. All right. Let's move on to movies.
okay, movie time.
All right. Before I had my major little, not major, but scare there with that, I had the movies pulled up. This is the weekend of August 16th to the 18th. Number one, we have Good Boys at 21.4 million. Number two, Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw with 14.1 million. Oh, sorry, with 133.7 million. Number three, Lion King with a whopping 496.5 million.
Wop wop wop.
And number four, the Angry Birds movie 2 with 16 million. I did get to go see Good Boys. I forgot to put that in the notes.
Oh, I
Uh,
want to see that so bad.
dude, I was freaking cracking up. This is one of those movies that I was laughing so hard, my asthma started acting up and I was wheezing. And my girlfriend was legit concerned for me. She thought I was getting sick because I kept coughing because I was laughing so hard.
I think this
Uh,
kind of reminds me of when I went to see Superbad the first time at the movie theater.
it's very similar, dude. And
Hmm.
this is the best comparison I've seen on the internet about this is pretty much South Park, the live action. But
Okay.
like but it's South Park with an extra sense of naiveness,
Hmm.
because like yeah, they don't know what some of the stuff is, and some of the things that they say and do is they're just following trends. They're doing things for the gram. They're doing like just dumb things. Um, and there's like a almost like a false sense of awareness,
Hmm.
because like I mean, kids in high school. I mean, yeah, elementary school, junior high. Um, they have their theories about how some things work, and then they talk about it and act out of mature. Oh, you know how that works? It's obvious, dude. Kind of just a stupid logic that kids have. Um, and it's just hilarious, dude. There, there's a point where, um, which one was it? Oh, the kids are being chased by two girls, which is like a story throughout the whole movie. Well, actually, it is a whole movie.
Hmm.
They steal a purse from two girls that happens to have drugs in it. So one of the two girls is chasing them. This entire action scene of being chased down the park, being chased, like jumping all that, doing parkour, like this girl that is supposed to be just a normal girl is doing like action jumps and all that. Um, some like some injuries happen, and the whole scene ends with them just stopping and saying, "Help! She's trying to molest us!" And she goes, "What? No, I just runs and jumps in her friend's car. Says, "Just drive, drive, drive." I'm like, oh god, like that's so freaking brilliant. Like it's such a great way to end a funny scene,
Hmm.
just like very abruptly. Um,
Okay,
there's
so
another.
my question is, I didn't really look into this, but what is this movie rated?
This is rated R, I believe. Let's
Wow.
double check. Yeah, rated R.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if the kids that went to the premiere of this movie was able to watch the movie.
Well, they had that joke for the trailer. Like at the beginning of the trailer, the Seth Rogen sitting down with the boys saying, "Hey guys, uh, we have the trailer. We're about to play it, but unfortunately, you're too young to watch it. You're too young to watch your own movie or your own movie trailer." And they're like, "One of the kids, this is bullshit." I was cracking it. And the reason I love this movie too is there's no real like hateful character in this.
Hmm.
Like there's no character that's like the villain. There's no character that's like just flat out mean or anything like that. Like it's everybody's very relatable. You can easily watch this movie as an adult and pinpoint people in your past that have like been that person.
Hmm.
Um, there was one scene where the black kid uh, dislocated his shoulder, and I was cracking up because they're like, "Oh my god, is everybody okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." And they just like all look at his arm. It's like just kind of like dangling like a noodle, and like they just all scream like little girls. Like it's very funny, dude. These kids have great comedic timing.
Okay.
Um, I gotta see who's the director because I was great directing for the kids.
Hmm.
Um, I would give this movie easily a 4 out of 5 just based on how hard I was laughing. And that might change if I watch it again.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I won't think it's as funny, but based on everybody else's laughter in the theater, it was hilarious, dude. Everybody's cracking up.
Okay, I gotta check this out tomorrow.
Yeah, dude, you definitely gotta do that. All right, Anton. If people want to continue checking us out, how can they do that?
They can do that by going to our website at www.the2oc.com and buy some stickers, t-shirts, or maybe a hat, and click on any of the banners that link them to Amazon. It gives us a little kickback if anything is being purchased.
Yep. You can also follow us on social media at the 2OC on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Again, follow us on Twitter specifically because I do post up deals that I find of either stuff that we've talked about or just stuff that I think our fans would like to purchase one day.
Hmm.
We've talked about how I have fallen out of the Fast and the Furious trilogy or series, and I saw a deal. The entire 7 movie collection for $16, Blu-ray, and
Damn.
digital copy.
Hmm.
So I'll be catching up with those.
Okay.
The deals people are missing by not following us on Twitter.
Wait.
Uh,
It brings you all the way up to what
it's 1 through 7.
1 through 7?
Yeah.
So you
So
haven't
no
seen
Hobbs and
8
Shaw.
yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
That's why it brings me to that one.
Okay.
People can also send us an email to mail@the2oc.com. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up, 5-star, whatever the rating system is on the whatever podcast app you listen to us on.
Cool.
Cool. All right, Anton. One more thing for
Yep.
you.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/the2oc. There are over 180,000 titles to choose from, and you can use it on your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. I recommend listening to Robert Gilbreth. The book is called Cuckoo's Calling.
I'm scared to ask what that's about.
It's very interesting. You should check it out. It is an alias name. The author, the real author, is J.K. Rowling.
Okay. So it's a what are they called?
It's a
Pen name?
mystery murder.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm down. I'm down for a good mystery murder experience.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Anton. Anything else? We good? Covered
Nope,
it.
that's it.
All right. For the 2OC, I'm Al Flores.
And I'm Anton Duan.
Have a good one, guys.
Later.